Good morning. All right. Can everybody hear me? We got this? Okay. We're just back from annual conference, which they hold every year, and this year was on the balmy shores of Daytona Beach at Bethune-Cookman College, way up north. Bethune-Cookman University. Our theme for annual conference was Next Generations, together with the baptismal waters. There was about 2,000 people there altogether, with about 1,500 with voting rights. We did vote on, this is the first time we've done this for me anyway, and this is my fourth year, that we had to elect 9 members to go to the general conference, and then 9 members to the jurisdictional conference, and then 7 backups. And not only did we have to do it, but the clergy had to do it too. And this was a long, dragged-out process. And at the end of each vote, the words that end, press send, just to see if your vote got in or not. Some of the people that were elected to go that we might know is Jeremy Hearns. He went in about the 12th ballot. And at the last ballot, in the 9th position, was Janet Earls. This year, we're changing district superintendents. Our new superintendent will be Bob Beauchamp. All right. The main themes were Imagine No More Malaria, Passing the Torch, and the Clergy Debt Reduction. This is to help the clergies that are just coming out of school to help bring down their debt. There is a certain level where you can't become a ordained elder if you have so much debt, that this is to help them when they're fresh out of school so they can get that down. The ordination, there was 47 clergy celebrating. That was 9 new elders, 2 deacons, 12 provisional elders, 1 provisional deacon, and 23 local pastors. The treasurer's report from several different directions, but the bottom line is the conference is solid. Retiring this year was Sherry Chapman, and next year will be Joyce Alexander. She's going to retire next year. The next meeting will be at Disney, and again, it'll be there in 2017. And that's it.
He hates when I do that. You know, sound people don't like you to mess with the microphones, right? I'm basically here to correct anything he said. No. As I told first service, a man told me that he would rather have root canal and colonoscopy than be the lay delegate for annual conference. I've experienced all 3, and I'll tell you, I would much rather go to annual conference. Actually, I enjoy it. This year, I was a lay delegate for the East Central District. Our church was allowed 1 lay person because we have 1 clergy, but I was able to go as East Central District, so I got to go and vote as well. So I was really appreciative of that. The one thing I like the most about going to conference is the fact that I can see firsthand that we truly are a connectional church. Sometimes we moan and groan when we're working on finance to see those apportionments. It feels like a tax. We don't like paying it. But that is how the Methodist Church connects with other Methodist churches all around the world, and we can do so much more as a connectional church than we could ever do alone. So I appreciate going there and seeing the folks from all over the state and to hear what our conference is doing. And as Jim said, next year is General Conference. That only happens every 4 years. I got the opportunity the day before conference started to actually go to a Fresh Expressions Vision Day. If you haven't heard about Fresh Expressions, you will be hearing about it from me because I'm real excited about that. You can go online and enter in freshexpressionsus.org and find out more than you'd ever want to know about it. But basically their premise is, and I'll read this part, a Fresh Expressions church is a form of church for our changing culture, established primarily for the benefit of those who are not yet part of any church, meeting people where they are and building Christian relationships. This was real exciting to me because here at First Church, we've taken on Derbyshire Place, and that really is evolving into a Fresh Expression church. We're up there greeting people where they are, making relationships, and not necessarily trying to build a membership in a church. We've discovered that the United Methodist Church, as well as other mainline denominations, are losing in membership. And so it's for that reason, too, it's very important that we go out and meet people where they are, love them into the relationship with Jesus Christ. And in this way, we can make more disciples and transform the world for Christ. So Fresh Expressions is very exciting to me. This theme was continued actually through the whole conference. The theme, as Jim said, next generations. Part of that, too, was Bishop Carter and Reverend Adam Hamilton, who's pastor of the largest Methodist church in the country. They talked about leading beyond the walls. Now, I know if you've sat in church here at all this last year, you've heard that from Pastor Tom as well, how we need to be outside the walls of this church. We can build a beautiful building, we can make a nice new paved parking lot, but there are still people out there who have never been to a church and are fearful of walking into the doors here of this church or any church. So we do have to go out and meet people where they are, love them and accept them where they are. And that's not just us in Derbyshire. This is something that's being encouraged across the conference with Bishop Carter. I've been reading lately some of Pope Francis' books too, and he's encouraging the Roman Catholic Church in the same way. So it's really exciting. We're beginning to realize that people aren't going to just flock in because we build a nice building and play some pretty music. We need to go out and meet them where they are and share the love with them there. If you didn't attend the conference or stream it while we were there, you can go online to the Florida Conference webpage and you can take part. You can see all the sessions that went on and hear all this firsthand rather than just from us. We have some printed material in the lobby you can get when you go out if you'd like, or feel free to talk to us about what was going on. 4-day conference, we can't do it all here. Tom wouldn't get to preach all week, so we're going to let it go. But feel free to talk to us, and if you have an idea that you'd like to represent your church or just attend conference next year, please talk to Pastor Tom. Disney's not bad, so feel free to step up. I think it's a wonderful experience. If you've never gone to the conference, try to do that next year. I think you'll find it very worthwhile. Be a part of what's going on in the United Methodist Church. Thank you.
Thank you to Bev and Jim MacGregor for all they did and shared and sacrificed to be a part of it.